Happy Halloween, boys and ghouls! I have a terrifying trio of tales of terror involving an unkillable man with knife hands, a derelict den of vampires, and a living skeleton with thousands in his thrall. We're talking about Insomniac's Wolverine game, Redfall developer Arcane Austin, and some peculiar behavior by Baldur's Gate 3 players. Let's get into it. If you're a PlayStation fan sick and tired of waiting for updates on Insomniac's upcoming Wolverine game, I have some news for you. Creative director Brian Horton has left the project. Meanwhile, if you're an Xbox fan sick and tired of waiting for updates on the Initiative and Crystal Dynamics' Perfect Dark reboot, I have some news for you as well. That very same Brian Horton is now acting as creative director for that project instead. This news comes by way of GameFile, and apparently it's not that new. Horton hasn't been part of the Wolverine project since mid-year, and the game director Cameron Christian has since taken a different role elsewhere within Insomniac. Sounds like Wolverine is in good hands though. The creative director and game director positions have since been filled by Marcus Smith and Mike Daly. Smith and Daly filled those same positions for 2021's Ratchet & Clank Rift Apart. This won't be Horton's first rodeo making a single-player action-adventure at Crystal Dynamics that rebooted an iconic female protagonist either. He previously acted as creative director for 2015's Rise of the Tomb Raider, which was arguably the high point of Lara Croft's reboot trilogy. So basically, two of the people behind one of the best PS5 games to date are working on Wolverine, and one of the people behind one of the best Tomb Raider games is working on Perfect Dark. Be nice if we had something more concrete to go on, but it could also be a lot worse. Perfect Dark is currently slated for a 2026 release on Xbox Series and PC, and Wolverine has no official release window, but based on how little has been shown, it's doubtful we're going to be playing that before late next year. Then again, Wolverine escaped from Weapon X, maybe he'll make his own release window by using his claws to cut through the wall. The day after tomorrow will mark the 1.5-year anniversary of the release of Arcane Austin's co-op Vampire Slayer Redfall, and next Wednesday will unfortunately mark the 6-month anniversary of that studio's closure following that game's problematic launch. Today, in an interview with PC Gamer, Arcane Studios founder Rafael Colantonio, who left the company way back in 2017 before any of this went down, shared his thoughts on the matter. He said, quote, "I think if you look a little bit, it's obvious that Arcane Austin was a very special group of people that have made some cool things and that could pull it off again. I think it was a decision that just came down to, we need to cut something. Was it to please the investors, the stock market? They're playing a different game." A studio is more than just a name outside the building, it is the people working inside it, and Colantonio lamented that assembling a team of the same caliber as Arcane would take forever, adding, quote, "It's not like, doesn't matter, we'll just rehire. No, try it, that's what big groups do all the time. They try to just hire massively and overpay people to create those magic groups. It doesn't work like this, so to me, that was stupid, but what do I know?" Since 2017, Colantonio's been working at another studio he founded, Wolfeye, which was behind 2022's Weird West, a top-down action RPG that was clearly on a much smaller scale than some of Arcane's previous projects, but received some pretty solid reviews nonetheless, including an 8 out of 10 from IGN's Dan Stapleton. So check it out if you miss the stuff that Arcane used to make. And finally, Baldur's Gate 3 developer Larian Studios has shared some numbers about how players have taken advantage of the official mod support, which was introduced along with patch 7, which dropped back in early September. A tweet from the official Larian account reads, quote, "Together you've downloaded more than 50 million mods since patch 7 introduced modding support. Attached is a cute GIF featuring giant rabbits, which are one of the funnier mods out there, as well as this interesting tidbit. Apparently 10,000 of those downloads were you renaming Withers to Bone Daddy, so glad we could facilitate that?" Withers is, of course, the mysterious skeleton NPC who appears in the player's camp and offers various services, including the option to respec one character, but apparently a lot of people were just as interested in respecing him with a cool, vaguely horny nickname. There you have it, that is your Wolfman, Vampire, and Skeleton gaming news for October 31st, 2024. If you want something spooky and scary to sink your eyes into after this, my buddy Tom Jorgensen just put together a killer video on what made the Blair Witch Project so scary, and no, it's not just because you can see up that lady's nose in that one shot. As always, for all your gaming news, tips, tricks, treats, and everything else, you are already in the right place, and from all of us here at IGN, happy Halloween. We'll see you next time.